Hi babes! So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial using the Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas palette, and this is my first tutorial, so hopefully everything is good. I'm sitting on my mom's living room floor and she just moved in, so that's why there's kind of like no furniture around me, but we'll make do. But without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit just so you could see better what I'm doing on my face, and the first thing I'm going to do is use this Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Primer. I just squirt a little bit onto my fingers and then rub it all over my face. Okay, so after I prime my face, I go in with my foundation, and lately I've been using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation, but I recently bought the same one in the stick form, and I'm so excited to try it out. I've never tried it out before. Hopefully it doesn't flop. We'll see. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I don't know how much I should be using at this point, so if I'm using kind of a lot, fingers crossed I'm not. I'm gonna use my Morphe Beauty Blender to tap that in. We can always add more if necessary, but you can't really take away. Okay, so the next step I'm actually going to do is my brows, because I like to do it when my foundation is still kind of wet so that when I do my concealer and I put it over it, it's perfect. I'm going to be using my Anastasia brow pomade in medium brown today. So what I like to do is I'm going to make 2 lines on the bottom of both my brows, just kind of following the natural arch that I already have. Okay, and then once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 lines on the top of both my brows. And then I'm going to save this inner part for when the end so that I can just fade it out nicely. And so then I'm not going to add any more pomade to my brush, and I'm just going to like lightly go over those inner centers just so that it fades out really nicely, because you don't want to have like a straight line in the center or else it's just going to look really unnatural. Like obviously these brows aren't natural because but oh well. So I'm just going to take this little brush I got from e.l.f. and it's kind of just like a flat top but rounded brush. Okay, so not flat top, rounded, but it's fine. I'm fine. And this Morphe concealer that I got in the shade Sand. And I just like to put that all under my brows. And it's kind of like lighter than my foundation because we want those brows to be poppin' and that brow bone to be brightened. And I like to take my brush and go in the same spot that I just went with my actual brow color. And then I take this little mini beauty blender that I got from Real Techniques, and I just kind of fade it out onto my eyeball. Okay, so for right above my brows, I like to clean it up as well, but I go in with a darker concealer, so I'm going to go in with the Morphe concealer, but in shade Nude. And I just go right here. You don't want to put too much. And then you're just going to follow that same line. We're just emphasizing it, not entirely correcting it unless you messed up, because then that's fine and you can fix it with that. We're not judging here. Okay, and then I just use that same little beauty blender, blend it out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and just set my whole face with it. I just like to use this Morphe brush that I got in a set, and it's like a big brush, and then I just kind of wipe it all over my face. And we're going to bake certain areas in a second, but that's not yet. Okay, and then I like to tap some into my lid of the cup of the powder. I just spilt a bunch of powder on the floor. I'm going to use that to bake my under eyes so that we don't crease. So I'm going to use that same Morphe Beauty Blender and just tap it in on that. That's why I like this Beauty Blender, because it has like the pointed side. And I used to use that small Real Techniques one, but it's too small, it doesn't get the job done. Before I do my eyeshadow, after I bake my under eyes, I go ahead and prime my eyelids with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And I just take that, and then it comes with this weird little wand thing, and I just put it right on both my eyelids. And then I just take my finger and tap it out. So after doing that, we can finally move on to the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas palette. And so this is it. Okay, so now that we're up close and personal, I am going to go ahead and take the light color here, Okie Dokie, and put it all over my eyelids using just this Morphe brush that came in a set. And put that over both my eyes. Doesn't need to be perfect because like this is not the look. I'm going to go ahead and use Bomb Diggity, which is this shade right here, and use that as my transition shade. And so I'm going to put that right above my crease. Oh, and I'm using the Morphe Y17 brush for this. Okay, so after that, I'm going to take this shade Cray Cray right here and kind of just blend it in with that color. And I'm just going to use this brush that I got in a Morphe set. It's just a random brush. It's kind of like a flat brush. And go in with my crease right here. I'm going to go in with that same Y17 brush and blend it out just so that those colors blend really nicely. And I'm going to take that same brush that I just used, to put Cray Cray on with and put on Kooky, this shade down here. And I'm going to go into my outer V with that and kind of bring it up into my crease, but not too much. Just this outer V and up in there. And then I'm going to take that same concealer brush that I concealed my eyebrows with and that same concealer that I did my brow bone with, so Morphe in Sand. And I'm going to put that on my lid, and we're going to be doing kind of like a half cut crease moment today. So I put that right here, and something for me, I have really hooded eyelids, so if I look up before I like blend it out, it's going to transfer on top of my eyelid, so just be careful with that. So I'm not going to bring it all the way down over here because it's kind of like a 3/4 cut crease, I guess you could say. So I just kind of fade it out over here. And so I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I mean, this eye's a little bit higher. Did I ask for that? No, but apparently they're just going to do whatever it wants today, this concealer. So it's fine, I'm fine. I'm going to take this sparkly shade right here, Scatterbrain, and put that toward the center, going over everywhere that I just did concealer. And so I'm not going to go over all of my concealer with that because I'm going to take a darker shade in a sec. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this shimmer. I feel like it's just not really there for me right now, but we'll see what I feel about it in the end. Anyway, I'm going to take, Redonkulous. These names are actually so cute. And I'm going to take that same brush. I'm not even cleaning it off or anything because we're going to blend. Okay, hello? Did you see that? Nothing. And I'm going to, okay, maybe I should have sprayed my brush with like Fix Plus. But no, it's fine, we're fine. Kind of like a gold. And making sure to like blend it together really nicely. And then I'm going to go in with this smaller Morphe brush that's a Y18. And I'm going to go ahead and take that Kooky shade, which is that dark shade that I already used in my outer V, and go over it in the same area that I already did, just so that it kind of blends nicely with the shadow. I'm going to do that on, hello? I'm going to do that on both eyes. See how that's blending a lot nicer. Okay, and then I'm going to take this small, it's like a smudger brush that it just came in a Morphe pack, and I'm going to take Oddball, which is this like black shade down here, and I'm going to take the slightest bit, like none at all, and tap it all off. And go in that same kind of area that I just did. Just a little bit of black, like I'm talking minuscule amounts. I'm going to take this brush, this random brush that's e.l.f. again, and just wipe away all of that bake. And okay, sometimes when I wipe away my bake, it looks really like weird and powdery, but when I do my setting spray, it fixes everything. So you could honestly do setting spray like at this point if you wanted. And I'm gonna take this shade right here, Kooky, that like dark shade that we put in the outer V, and put it under my eyes just so that everything kind of works together well. Okay, so now I am gonna do wing, and I use this like e.l.f. Eyeliner, and I have the Sephora one too that's basically the same thing, but I actually don't like it, and it's like $13 more. So this e.l.f. one is like $2, and I 10 out of 10 recommend. So I'm just gonna do a line across both my eyes to start, and then I just bring a line out and then connect it back in, you'll see. So I'm gonna use these like Sephora velour lashes in My Life's Complete, and I'm gonna put my lashes on off camera just because it's kind of a struggle and a half because I'm not very good at lashes because I just started using them. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I went ahead and put on my lashes, and to blend it all together I went ahead and used my Benefit They're Real mascara. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. So I'm going to take this little mini Hoola bronzer that I got. It was like one of those perks at Sephora, and just this random Morphe contouring brush that I found. And I just use this like as my contouring because why not? Like, it's bronzer, but who cares? And then I'm going to use this like thinner brush that's kind of rounded at the top to go ahead and do my nose contouring. And I'm still just using the Hoola bronzer. I realize it's not a contour kit, but I don't care. I'm going to use this blush from the Kylie Valentine kit called Cheers, and I'm going to use this brush that I got from Sephora, and it's a 204 brush, and I'm just going to use this side right here. And I just top it in, top off the excess. Everyone's favorite part, I'm going to be doing my highlighter, and I'm just going to use this random brush that I got in a Morphe kit. I use so many of those brushes. And my Jeffree Star highlighter in Peach Goddess. I'm sorry, Skin Frost in Peach Goddess. I'm just going to go in there. I go ham with my nose highlight though. I go on the tip of my nose and up the bridge of my nose. And like, look at that shit. That is beautiful. And I also have a really bad habit of not blending out this highlighter on this side. So if I do that ever, I'm sorry. And then just kind of the bridge of my forehead. The bridge of my forehead, that's not really a thing. The outer of my forehead. Je ne sais pas. And then I go ahead and do my Cupid's bow. And for the very last step, we're going to be using lipstick. And today I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star liquid lip in Hunty. And then I'm going to go ahead and setting spray my whole face. I like to use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And that is the whole look.
Anything it takes to make you stay. Only seeing myself when I'm looking up at you.
Okay guys, that is the end of this tutorial. I hope that you learned something new today, and I had a lot of fun using this Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas palette. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting videos every week or every like certain amount of days. I don't know yet because this is my first video and I need to like figure everything out, especially with winter break coming and everything, because I'm going to be traveling kind of a lot with that. And please, please, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because we'll figure it out and I'll be posting videos every certain amount of time. I don't know when yet. I'm going to be leaving all my social media links down in the box below, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful day and stay safe. See you guys next time.
single night and every single day, I'ma do my thing,